Lalit, welcome to my weekly show Bottomline, where we discuss various numbers, we dissect and we make sense of the news, which there is much noise there. Let us discuss cricket now. You know, two teams have been sold. When we did a cover story India Today, when you were the chairman, you were the founder of the IPL, we wrote a story which said $1 billion brand. Am I right? Both of us,
Absolutely.
respectively, do you think both of us, you were wrong that you underestimated what you created?
I was never wrong because I always believed that the IPL would be a multi-billion dollar brand. I didn't. Now the teams have become a multi-billion brand. Wrong. IPL already was a multi-billion dollar brand. Today, IPL stands at $19.6 billion, just the brand value. Well, while the NFL is 19.2 billion. So we are the biggest brand in the world. Our teams have taken a long time to get to $1 billion valuation basis. And I think they've done a tremendous job of getting there. And I was pleasantly shocked that it happened to happen this year. I thought it would happen by next year, to tell you the truth.
No, you're saying the multi-billion, of course, but I'm thinking when you started it, it was at that time 5 billion or $1 billion. But as you rightly pointed out, each team is worth a $2 billion now. Did you expect this much of growth in about what, 18 years? No other investor given so much of rate anywhere in the world as IPL has given.
No, there is no team that has given the kind of valuation as IPL has. And it is due to the fundamental, and the fundamental goes back to the facts that the fans in India have really, really embraced this league. And there is no other thing I can say apart from that. The more fans you have translates automatically into higher viewership. Higher viewership translates into more money coming into the league. And automatically everything around it starts to connect and the valuations start to rise. I think we are still at the tip now of growth. This is where the engine starts to roar. Till now, we have been rolling along and trying to build the league. Now we are at a world-class stage. Now when you have people like Blackstone who enter the market, which are very, very sophisticated equity players, and they only come into a market when the market has become sophisticated for that product category. You will now see I'm mark my word here today, you will see a line of all the top international institutions, sovereign funds will now try and make a beeline to even get a small stake in any of the IPL teams. Each and every...
Yes. I'm getting your point that every investor, potential investor, money maker will stand in queue and try to buy an IPL team. Now, it is the first purely Indian sports brand which has created such a huge market valuation. Because there are many football teams in Europe. You are also interested in sports team. Nobody has got this kind of valuation. But the question is sports now becoming a business? Was it meant to be a business?
It was always meant to be a business. If you don't convert sports into the business, you're not going to be able to change the ecosystem and the infrastructure in any country. If you look at football, or you look at baseball, or you look at NFL, you look at basketball, they're all businesses. And they have enhanced the whole community. They have enhanced the whole infrastructure. And today, you can't miss out, if you're a fan of a sport, to be able to be watching the sport live. So it is the premier most programming today. In the old days, it was Bollywood, it was the TV serials that were the must watch in the old days. Today, it's no longer that. It's no longer even Indian cricket. It's no longer even ICC cricket. The first thing, the children, which is the key to any business, have grown up with IPL. And the last 18 years. So to them, the main brand is IPL. And IPL will only now continue to grow further up.
No, it is because of the contribution I would like to say, credit for this kind of huge evaluation goes, as you rightly pointed out at the beginning, that Indian viewers who want to watch cricket, they watch it, therefore their valuation goes up. But not our cricketers that also perform well because they made the cricket very interesting. So
without doubt. Without doubt, you see the entire ecosystem. When we built the IPL, we had to rely upon foreign players. Because at the day one, we needed the world's best players to come to India to showcase. But what did they do? the best players in India, in the world, were sitting with young boys of India who were sitting in the same dressing room, living with them in the same houses, eating with them in the dressing room, in the playing field, everywhere. And those same boys have now learned the technique and learned everything to do with that, with the game of cricket, and have become superstars their own. Today, the IPL could very well be running without any foreign participation because our players have become global. Our players are the ones that have now reached out and everybody wants them in every league around the world. And fortunately for us, fortunately, once again, very important point, fortunately for us, there are many leagues that have launched. One of the clauses I put in there that Indian players will only play in the IPL and no other league in the world. And that is what has helped us to grow to be the number one league.
But in IPL, you're also allowed buying foreign players also. No? They play a particular team.
You're allowed to have foreign players, but we can you do that because you want to. There are still very good players around the world. You want to capture everyone, and we want every player to be able to come to our league. And so today, every player from anywhere in the world, his first call of duty is IPL, not his home cricket, not his league in his own country, but IPL. IPL is the driver. IPL is going to get you your salary. IPL is the one that's going to put you on the world stage. If you perform well in IPL, then of course you.
Lalit, I'm asking you another question. When you started selling this, bidding was started that time when you were there was a lot of controversy about. There were a few individuals who were fan of cricket. They got involved into it, whether it was Shah Rukh Khan or somebody else. They were very well. You and Bindra Sahab got together and put it together. You did not anticipate that time that everybody like Ambani will get into it, the Sajan Jindal will get into it, Maran will get into it. Every businessman now wants to own an IPL like another business, vertical for him.
Which is right, which we did want it in the beginning. We couldn't get them. I actually pitched to over 1,000 businessmen at that point in time. Over 1,000 businessmen I pitched to at that point in time. None of them thought it will work. The Ambanis thought it will work. The Malias thought it will work. GMR thought it will work. But I needed Bollywood too. And for Shah Rukh Khan was a very, very important part of the pillar and continues to be a very important part of the pillar because it was all about Bollywood. So I wanted to marry the two things. The crowds that watch Bollywood, plus I wanted the stalwarts of the industry to be owning teams, and that is what happened. And now it's got to a stage where everybody in the world, outside of India even, has recognized the fact that this is a global league and wants a piece of it.
Don't you think there is the impression that these industries are buying influence rather than buying the sports team?
Because what influence are you
buying? With the politicians, they can be seen with that.
No. I think you're wrong. Completely wrong. What they're buying is without doubt visibility. But they don't put money in these kind of businesses if there is no return on business and if there's no valuation of the business. If you take a brand, like for example, Campa Cola, I will tell you. Last year, for some reason or the other, Coca-Cola and Pepsi Cola could not advertise because of some disputes with the advertising agencies. Mr. Ambani strategically launched his own brand called Campa Cola. Today, it's giving everybody a run for their money. I mean, it garnered 14% market share. So IPL has the viewership. It can make or break brands. Everybody understands that. International people understand that's not buying influence. Without, there may be people coming in and out. I haven't been in India for 10, 12 years now, but I'm 15 years in fact. But IPL is a place that you can't miss. And it is a portfolio investment that you need to have because it is a growth engine which is guaranteed returns. There is no other business like IPL in the world which gives you a guaranteed return the way IPL does.
No, IPL done, as you rightly said, because Indian players are able to deliver year after year. They're performing better than the previous season of the IPL. You're getting much more visibility, as you say. But I'm saying getting businesses into it, then you all sorts of fair and unfair practices come into it because none of the team is now listed on the stock market. Now, I think
they will be.
That's why I'm coming. I'm coming to that. Now, that's the danger when the sports gets listed on the stock market. Then the bottom lines become more important. The players' performance in there. They will try to manipulate the game to get the bottom lines up and get the share prices up to get the return back.
That is not possible because our players Player goes through a system which we have already taken care of through an auction system. You cannot find any way that the players can get manipulated in buying of the players, performance of the players. All the sporting leagues around the world are listed, quite a few of them. And that is the true mark when you are able to list it. When you had, if you remember, in the prior to the broadcasting bill, they all the mom and pop production houses, they couldn't do anything, and everybody was saying, how do we get them on? Today, India is a large country with a lot of the production houses and companies that are all listed, and it has made the country more dynamic. The business is more dynamic. So I disagree with you when you say that players will get influenced. Influence is trying to be done in every sport. And that is to do with anti-corruption and things like that. That is what India has to take care of separately. But as far as I'm concerned, we are on the right trajectory, and there is no turning back today. IPL will remain where it is and only grow further.
Because IPL is controlled basically, like the government of India controls many other things. Regulator of the IPL is the BCCI. BCCI
Yes.
by politicians and half politicians,
But today there may be a politician, tomorrow there may not be a politician. There's always a cycle. The Supreme Court has put a ruling in there that you have to be only 9 years in a seat. So IPL doesn't, they can't tinker too much with the IPL. It is a foolproof system. If they try to do it, they will die. The system will die. So IPL is there are owners in it, there are cross people, cross cultures, there are players in it. So somebody trying to put too much pressure on IPL will backfire.
No, the BCCI ultimately controlled to regulate the IPL. No? It can't be done without IPL.
None of the regulations of the IPL have changed since the day.
IPL was started without BCCI. You can't start the IPL tomorrow.
But that system can't be changed. They started it, they signed on in it, there are many stakeholders in it, there are individuals in it, there are players in it. So for anybody to tinker with that system, and the fans today are all part of the system. And if the fans become shareholders of the IPL franchises, which they should in the future, it will be very difficult for anybody to tinker with it.
When it is listed, as you're saying, it's going to be listed.
Which will happen. It's a matter of evolution. It will happen.
Then the BCCI role, and there will be BC regulator sitting in SEBI, there will be regulator sitting in BCCI, there will be conflict of these kind of things. How are you going to resolve that?
There will be no conflict anywhere. You got it wrong. It's being done all over the world. That you're saying it should remain private. It doesn't have to remain private. I would encourage people, teams to go to allow the fans to be part of it and let the fans be owner of it. The larger the ownership of the IPL, the bigger the teams will become, and the more transparent they will become.
Lalit, you look at the progress of the pricing of the team. It started with a couple of crore rupees, 100 crore, 90 crore, 200 crore, then it went to 1,000 crore. Do you think this valuation is real or some kind of a...
Prabhu, I'm sitting on your program today. I'm sitting on your program today. I'm giving you the number of the value of the IPL team today of 2030. Okay? January 2030, each team will be worth $5 billion. $5 billion.
Lalit, you are saying by 2030, the valuation, if 10 teams are there, they might become 15 by that time.
No, I don't think that will happen. I don't think that will happen. We don't have the time available in the calendar to do that. They can't increase the number of teams because you're playing the home and away concept. That means we'll have to give away bilaterals totally. If you go to 15 teams, you need to start the games in October. I hope it happens, but it won't happen.
By 2030, you want to say that it will become a $50 billion empire?
No, the total empire will be both 150 billion. I think the team's value will be at least 50 billion. The IPL governing body gets IPL governing body keeps 50% of the revenue. IPL gets 50% of the revenue. Teams get 50% of the revenue. IPL will be over 100 billion, 150 billion dollar ecosystem. Each team will be worth 5 billion.
If I gave a statement right, if I have to put a headline, the Lalit Modi says by 2030, value of these 10 teams individually put together will be $50 billion.
No, you got it wrong. I said each team will be worth $50 billion.
Each team will be $50 billion.
No, 5 billion. Sorry, 5 billion. Each team will be worth 5 billion.
That's why I said
but don't combine it together, because the valuation of each team, all the teams put together,
will be 50 billion. No? That's what I
will be 50 billion, but the BCCI value is double that.
So I'm asking you one question. If somebody has bought from Americans with Blackstone and all, everybody involved, you have bought a team for 16,000 crore rupees, $1.6 billion. On what basis have you come to? You are a businessman, you are a very successful businessman.
That's
There's
what they
some
do.
to get
That's what they
connectivity with
do.
the bottom line, bottom
That is
line.
what they do. They buy on basis of the IRR. They are buying on the basis of guaranteed revenue. And the
What is
guaranteed revenue is coming
what is
by
the
the
profit
fact
now?
of, sorry?
What is the profitability now? Because it depends
Oh,
on the
the,
broadcasting right.
the,
Broadcasting rights,
the,
everything depends on the broadcasting rights, no? But revenue from the
so
spectators and
each team is making between 300 to 400 crores now. And in the next cycle, they will be making 1,200 to 1,500 crores per year. Because
300
of
crore rupees.
the broadcasting rights are going to double by next year.
So you're
Double.
saying 300 crore rupees profit justifies the investor of 16,000 crore rupees.
Absolutely. At a 61 times valuation.
That,
At
that is the
EBITDA.
that is the you work on the profitability. It is more. It
That
doesn't.
is the that's the global NFL trade at 30.5 times EBITDA. IPL is trading at 61 times EBITDA. Why? Because NFL is flat. It doesn't have a growth available to it. IPL has still a long way to go, okay, in terms of growth. So IPL growth is today being measured by the international institutions at 61 times EBITDA. Majority of the English leagues don't even have a positive EBITDA. All they have is debt. IPL has no debt. IPL has no stadium cost. IPL has capped player cost. What it doesn't have is capped advertising rates. Advertising is going up. Number two, you have forgotten. The business is not going to be television in the future. The business is OTT. Today, the OTT platform are delivering 600 million subscribers, as you've seen in the World Cup. The past. IPL will deliver close to 750 to 800 million subscribers, even at 2 rupees per month on your mobile. Okay, that itself will take the value of the IPL broadcasting business to double of what it is today.
No, I'm saying World Cup, for example, T20 happened now. You see which was seen by about 500 million people at a point of time on OTT. But they are not getting that kind of revenue with the IPL gets. I'm trying to understand the economics of it.
Because keep and understand that people watch, Indians love cricket. But you forget the fact they love Indian cricket. If India wasn't in the World Cup final, you wouldn't have had that viewership. ICC had that inherent problem. That is why they put India and Pakistan into one group always. So that's why India and Pakistan always have a match, and hopefully both of them will win, and hopefully both will be 1 and 2. That problem doesn't exist with IPL. All teams are India team. All teams are India teams. So all teams are loved by people. It has built the business across it. So IPL will always remain. You have steady ratings. It's the only league in the world where all teams are equal in terms of value. And because all teams are getting the same parity, it is unbeatable.
But as I said, IPL more a business than the test cricket is more a sports. Test cricket is sports, genuine sport, and IPL you created for a business proposition. And IPL
It is not
people.
a business. That is the way the world is. The old football model has disappeared. It is the English Premier League. It's the Spanish League. It's the NFL. Inter-country is finished. Inter-country will die. It will go right down the tube. The casualty will be one day first. Number two will be bilateral. Everything will become a thing. Keep in mind, the salaries that IPL can pay the players is going to keep the engine on. The salary that we pay the players is bigger than the salary that the boards of cricket will be able to pay the players for the whole year. So IPL will be the engine going forward, whether we like it or we don't like it. IPL is going to be the engine.
So basically, you are saying white ball is going to replace the red ball will disappear over a period of time. There won't be
It will. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen in the next 10 years, guaranteed.
people that will be. Basically, it's becoming a more like, rightly you said, Bollywood, you wanted to mix with sports, and it is becoming an entertainment now. But the dangers of
It is
sports.
sports is entertainment, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, in any form, it is the form of entertainment. It was first male dominated. Now it's more women and children dominated, which is good. I don't see anything wrong with it. You're trying to plug a hole in there and find why this is bad. It is not bad. How many millionaires have been created? Look at the infrastructure that has been created. Look at the academies. What it has done to all the other sports around the world. Look at the women's side of the business. It has given first you had 15 people who sat on the bench for 15 years and you went to those matches. Look at the whole ecosystem and look at how it's grown. It has developed in every part of the country. Everybody is inspired. Youngsters feel that they can earn out of it. What is wrong with that?
You see, Lalit, you're making it a sport. Cricket is becoming much more thriving business, but I'm talking about sports as a game. Cricket is trying to get all the money which is in the system, but other sports are being neglected because you're not spending that kind of money on that.
It is not the job of the BCCI to spend the kind of money that we build that system. Same thing happens in NFL. Same thing happens in baseball. There are hundreds of sports. There are only one sport or two sports that make click in the world, in any country. We were a hockey nation. Nothing was done with hockey with us. It moved to cricket. So be it. At least we are famous for something. At least we are good for something. But the Kabaddi League has launched. The Badminton League has launched. The hockey leagues have launched. The basketball leagues have launched in India too. So they will all grow. But it will take time. Without IPL, you would have had nothing.
So where do you see IPL from now? Because I'm talking about it.
I say IPL as
sustainable model. It is speculative model because your Indian.
It is not speculative model. That is very wrong from you. It is a guaranteed model. There is no speculation out here. We know the viewership.
They don't get good player, good game.
You get the good players when you go through an auction.
It depends on
you go through an auction. I think your old mindset is. You get good players through a match.
Lalit, it is not a product. It is a human capital. Good players.
Human capital means the human strength and your quality. Every person in the world who plays the game of cricket will want to be in an IPL team. That is your human capital. That is not speculative.
But how many times you will produce Dhoni, then how many times will you produce these kind
You're seeing it every day. You're seeing it every day. You're seeing this every day.
But every day I'm seeing that, but this is.
And you will see more and more of these. You will see Indian players will dominate worldwide.
So you are saying in the next century, you think it's going to be India's game, India's year. Basically, India IPL become a bigger global man.
It is already the number one brand in the world. It's number two of all sports. It will be number one. It will overtake the NFL. It will overtake everything.
It will be bigger than Amazon or what? It will be bigger than.
It will be bigger than NFL by next year.
It will be bigger than Meta and whatnot?
No. What better than? What are you saying? I didn't.
Google and whatnot.
Oh, no. Again, that's different. That's different. Again, you're getting into something different. In the sports world, we'll be number one. I don't know about technology world or anybody else. But wherever there is human achievement required, we'll be number one, without doubt.
Basically, you are saying India will remain the global champion in terms of both money making and performance. On both points, India will be.
Both forms. We cannot be taken away. We will not be able to take it away. Yes.
Thank you, Lalit, for joining us. I will get back to you again. Thank you very much. You made a bold statement. Well done.
Thank you.
I wish you were here to enjoy the same thing, but unfortunately.
I am enjoying it from far, but thank you for having me. And that is why people like you still call me.
Are you planning to come back and to buy some team abroad or create something there?
We are working on something else, but nothing to do with cricket. I gave up cricket a long time ago.
Because England, they couldn't try it. There was some.
That is the biggest failure is going to be the hundreds. The number one failure. I feel bad that Indian teams, some of them have spent hundreds of millions of pounds to buy that product. I don't even know whether you know that in 100, how many balls there are in a game. You can either bowl 10 balls or 5 balls a game. I mean, it's unheard of.
Will we see you soon in some business related with the sports?
I'm old now. I have time for me to enjoy and watch television and go forward.
Thank you, Lalit. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.